All right, so today we are going to review, you are not confused, this is right, this is the new 2021 Cadillac Escalade Platinum. And we're going to review this today because I bought it. So a couple of questions come to mind when a guy like me buys an Escalade. The first one is, what were you smoking? Was it at 2 a.m.? And then the other question is, why do you have a sippy cup in the front? Well, all of these are fantastic questions, and they're really true. But there are some concerns here that we need to talk about why I did buy an Escalade. I did not get poor. That is not the reason. There would have been 100 reasons why we could have thought of that. But let's think about something simpler. If you look in the back, you'll find a car seat. There's only two reasons, well, actually three reasons, why someone would purchase a Cadillac Escalade. And reason one is because Reggie fits in it. Isn't that right, Reggie?
Ding.
Why do you have to do sound effects?
Because it's just ads. People like that on YouTube.
Yeah, but no, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I'm pretty sure they don't like sound
I'll
effects.
put a poll up and see do people
Okay,
like sound
yeah,
effects.
I'm pretty sure they don't. Okay, so all right, we're past this. So anyways, if you don't like sound effects, tell Reggie in the comments, because definitely don't like sound effects. I don't like sound effects. Anyways, so that's reason one, is because Reggie fits in it, and we've gone through so many car reviews, and 9 out of 10, I can't give you a driving review because he doesn't fit in it. We're gonna try later with a perf, see if he lost some weight. He's saying he's doing some oils or something. You want to tell people about that oil thing? No? Okay. Anyways, so now we're going to talk about something. The second reason is you have children, more than one. And in this case, I only have one. So I wouldn't really need this specifically. But if you have a large family, this has third row. So it has 7 seats and it makes sense. The third reason is that this is the most used car in Miami to drive hookers around. Basically, either pickup hookers, and when we say hookers, I'm not talking about prostitutes. We're talking about high-line prostitutes known as sugar babies that ignore the fact that you already have a wife, a girlfriend, 6 girlfriends on the side, and still pretend that they're having a happy life being with you as your girlfriend, even though they know literally that they're being driven around with your other girlfriends. I mean, it makes sense. And obviously, being in a large car like this, blowjobs are quite easy. Now, we're not going to ask Reggie to demonstrate. That wouldn't be nice. But what I'm saying is you just have a lot of room here and opportunity to make this really work. So I wanted to just point out here that these are the real reasons why someone would have a Cadillac Escalade, which is, like I said, pretty incredible. So anyways, there's a real reason why I bought an Escalade, and it is primarily because I thought it would be a great rain car. I know you're probably thinking, what does that mean? Well, I bought this Escalade because I wanted to leave it outside. I didn't have a garage space for it. And I needed a larger car that was going to be very comfortable for taking long road trips, carry at least 4 to 5 people, but also have a car seat in the back. So unfortunately, this isn't my hooker mobile, which I wish that life was around, but it has now passed. However, nonetheless, this is a car that is going to be used for a lot of people, carrying them around, taking my team around, using it as a courtesy vehicle whenever someone needs an extra car, etc. But the main thing is it is parking outside, and so I didn't want to invest more than $150K on a car if it was going to sit outside. And the goal was either get an old G-Wagon again or get this. It was also between a Defender, but I've had like multiple Defenders and I got tired of it. So I wanted to try this. And I heard a lot of good things about this car, so it made sense to basically buy one and figure it out. So let me walk you through some of the basic things you need to know and why. The first thing you should know is that there's only 2 types of Escalade, the EXT, the long one, and the short one. And then there's trim levels with all of them, like Sport, Luxury, Premium, and then you have Platinum, and then Platinum Sport. And then you have the V Series, which is the really rich person one that really isn't that rich because there's 100 better cars on the internet. But again, you have the other idiots that think that having a Mustang that goes really fast is better than having a Lamborghini, but that car is catered to that idiot. But this car is basically a rain beater, and it sits outside. But the reason I went with Platinum was one specific thing. Like the options you can get in all of them, that doesn't matter. But the Platinum one has real leather. So if you look at these seats, you have these patterns here, you know, in this piping. And this is like a real leather. And the majority of the other ones, the ones that trims below that, not the Platinum Sport, but the ones below that, don't have this. Instead, they have the flat seats, which mean they have leatherette. And I hate fake crap, and I hate not having like leather everywhere and instead having plastic and stuff and making it look like leather. It just bothers me. So this didn't bother me, and I really liked it, so I decided to do that. And I'm not a fan of the dark wood, but this was, again, remember the value play, right? I'll show you the outside. We modified this a little bit so I can feel like Pop Smoke, even though I'm not black, but it's okay. So anyways, I think he's dead too, isn't he? Wait, what's a rapper that's alive now? Kanye already lost his mind. Is there anybody that's like on the poor side, pretending to be rich rappers?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, sir.
Those aren't your people?
Well, you have to ask your wife because she actually likes.
Actually, she does. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, she listens to Pop Smoke. I thought he was alive, and then I realized that he was dead. But is there nobody else that's alive, or they all got shot?
A lot of them did.
Okay, how unfortunate. Anyways, so back to what we were talking about. So, Platinum Escalade, let me tell you right away, outside of just the platinum with the leather thing, the one thing you'll notice that is either you love it or hate it, or you'll get used to it, is that freaking thing. The screen that literally shows you what's in front of you. And you see it, it's basically like virtual reality right here, showing you exactly what's in front of you in a camera, and it's on all the time. So you might be wondering, and we're going to go for a drive while we do this, but you might be wondering, why is this good, or why is this specifically bad? I don't really understand what's going on here. Like, why are you talking negatively about the screen? Well, this screen also turns into night vision if you have the option, but the main thing about the screen, or why this is good or bad, is that you notice that it's very distracting while you drive, because it's giving you a view and you don't know if you should look here or here. But I've come to this conclusion as to why this is happening, because this is really, really helpful, actually, and I'll tell you why. Because the car is really high. Now, we've lowered this car a little bit because we put wheels on it, but it's really high in general, like really, really high. And it's much bigger than a lot of cars out there. So you really can't see below or in front of you. And this helps a lot. Like, you actually can tell the distance between you and a car in front of you so you don't rear-end someone by accident. And that's a really, really big deal. So this is super useful once you get used to actually using both sides to view the road. In addition to that, the interface is absolutely fantastic. Everything from audio to the screen to the intelligence of this to everything it understands. This is just a really, really cool interface, and it works really, really well. The sound system is fantastic. There's extra speakers in the car, so when you speak, people in the back can like literally hear you through this echo of speaker. It is fantastically well thought. It is incredibly comfortable. And yes, I know it's a Tahoe or a Suburban basically in disguise with a few extra tweaks, but it still works really, really well. It's significantly improved from before, and it still functions as a hooker mobile just fine for those that are going to use it for that. So it does all that it's supposed to do, and all the new stuff it's supposed to do really, really well. And so I wanted to point out how great this truck was, especially around the 100K mark, because a lot of people don't realize you can buy a fully loaded Platinum Escalade for around like 100 to 105 used with a few miles on it, but this is 100, I think 15K sticker, and they go to like 130 or so, but they're really, really good, like cheap cars. They're very affordable. And for that reason, I think that this is just a lot of SUV for the money. It carries a lot of people. You can easily get blowjobs in it. You can have also a car seat in it, and you have the third row, and you have adequate room in the back. Even with the third row up, when the seats are there, you can still open the trunk and still store something there, just not as much because this is not the EXT model. But with the EXT model, you still get a full trunk. So there's a lot of benefit to this car that really, even though it's out there and it's not as maybe prestigious as an Urus or some type of G-Wagon or anything, or a Bentayga or anything, this is still incredibly versatile, usable, and honestly, since I've owned this now for I've put about 2,500 miles on it, the quality of the car, it has really held true really well. The trim doesn't get damaged too easily, like the interior has not gotten scratched up too easily. It has, your phone charger actually works on time, the AC, the push start, all these little features which are just so normal and convenient, work really well. Even the cooled seats actually cool the seats really, really well. I mean, the Rolls-Royce doesn't even have as good of cooled seats, and it's $500,000. So again, all of these things give you this context to how much of a superior product this is than other products in the range of dollar that are on the internet, which is why I think this was probably one of the best buys I could have from a 100K standpoint that I can leave outside in the sun and not feel bad that I'm leaving a Lamborghini outside or something. Now, this is in addition to the existing Urus, G-Wagon, and all the crap that, you know, I have for daily drivers, but it's more for the rain, and it's taller, and it can do better. I will say this, though, there are some faults. It's not without its fault, like everything else, is that I think that, again, I did lower this, so I'm kind of partly guilty for this. I do think it's too high from the factory, and I did bring it down, and it's fixable with links. It only takes like $500 to do that. But the main issue is the ride quality is just not what I would like it to be, even when it was stock. And what I mean by that is it struggles from a power standpoint. So I can see the idea of a V series being better from a power standpoint. I just don't necessarily understand that it's necessary to be a V. Like, it could have used an extra 100 horsepower without having all the crap that's like the exhaust node and all that crap, just from a power standpoint on the highway or driving. When you put it in sport mode, the ride gets too rough. In tour mode, it drives better, but it doesn't have enough power. So it has this identity issue where, like, you can't really get it fine-tuned right in between where it makes sense. That is a flaw in terms of the car. But outside of that, it's been a pretty solid product from GM and Cadillac, and I'm pretty impressed. Even down to the plastic here, if you look, you'll notice that it's got this painted black thing here, and it's really just well done. Like, most manufacturer would have left this plastic or this gummy stuff, and it would have been ugly. And they've done a good job in the Platinum of paying attention to the little details that really add a nuance of luxury to what I consider to be like a sub-luxury market, because American luxury is just a pathetic attempt at, like, you know, Italian or German luxury. But especially with fit and finish, like, that's the thing with American cars in the past. Fit and finish has always been so crappy and so difficult. Now I'm going to pull over here for a second so I can show you the outside and show you a little bit about, you know, what works in design, what doesn't, and what we've done to this truck, because it's slightly different than you would expect it to be if it was stock, but still, nonetheless, I think a pretty cool all-around car. All right, so here we are. Let's go outside for a second. I want to kind of show you this car and how it kind of looks. Give you a good opportunity real quick. You see, we lowered the car about an inch, so we're here, and you can kind of see the look. When driving, it's better. Now the car is going to go down slightly because obviously it lowers itself over time. You see now it's starting to go down, which gives it a much better look, I think, once it's lowered, because obviously it looks more robust. We added these 4 Giottos, 24-inch wheels, 3-piece with the floating center caps, giving a Rolls-Royce look. And then we've taken the front plate off, which is fine. And the only thing from a design standpoint, you can order these running boards with the ones that come out, but I just hate them because they're always flimsy looking. But these are the steady ones, which aren't as attractive when the car sits, but because my mom's old, it makes it easier for her to get in it. Now I want to show you the trunk too, because it's pretty cool, I think, how much trunk space it has for what it is. You can see here with the seats down, you have quite a lot of room. I mean, you could literally pound here, like really, really nice. I mean, you could have someone here, legs could be up, you could be in it. You even have this harness, you can, like, you know, have them hold it and like go for it. It's like super nice. I mean, it's really set up for like BDSM in a perfect mode. And then you can raise the seats. Why are you laughing, Reggie?
No, just go ahead, man. This is working.
Why are you always laughing with me?
Let's just get it done, man.
Reggie doesn't like my jokes, you know. He's just, and now look, with the seats up, you can't really have sex anymore. The person has to basically be standing here or like basically up, but nonetheless, still a good room, you know, and very versatile, because again, you get all these electric seats. You can even drop the other ones up front with the seats, which is cool. You get outlets everywhere, so very versatile, just like exactly like really a Defender, except you get the luxury element of it. Now let's go visit the back for a second so I can show you some of the stuff there. And you see, this is on the Platinum side again. You get all this trim. On the Sport one, all of this gloss stuff, this chrome stuff is black, which I think looks better, but I don't know that it's worth the extra money. Nonetheless, here, you can see you have your screens, you know, your rear. Now, obviously, you can put all this all the way back if you need more leg room. You have full AC, all your outlets and everything. Super, super nice. And even with the car seat, with the TV, you still have room, even though my seat's like very back, because everybody knows I'm like 10 feet tall and, you know, my 14-inch cock obviously requires a lot of distance between me and the steering wheel. But I wanted to basically show you and give you guys an idea about how cool this looked and how clean overall the new Escalade is. And of course, soft closed doors across the board, which is a must. But you know, a lot of the good features that you would expect in a full-size SUV, a lot of really cool tech in it too. Very sleek design, very Tahoe-ish. I know, like that's what American cars are. They basically use the same platform for Tahoe, Suburban, and all this stuff, and they just remanufacture the fronts and stuff. But really good car for the money. So if you've been looking for a 7-seater, I don't think there's a better 7-seater for 100 grand. I would argue the Defender is probably a more rugged, easier to drive car, but this really gets up there for me as far as daily drivers for the money, and something you can leave outside that's durable, exciting, and still is multi-faceted when it comes to hooker life, dad life, and everything in between. So anyways, just wanted to share this with you guys. Again, leave a comment and let me know if you think that it made sense or not, about the, like if you think you can fit 2 hookers in the back, 3, or if you really think we need the EXT model to carry like 5 extra ones. And then again, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'm leaving. We'll leave Reggie behind because obviously, even though he fits in this, it's more fun to leave him behind. Bye. And you know what's funny is he thought I was joking. See you later, Reggie. Was that good? Was that a good ending?